Welcome back to another episode of Boro Walk. We've been having a party in the capital this weekend. Some of us has. Welcome back to another 20 minutes of Boro Walk, reviewing, of course, the win at Millwall. And yes, some of us have been having a good old time this week, Jonathan, haven't we? How was your trip to the capital?
Oh, very good. Really good. Great day out. Started early, finished late, and a nice win in the middle.
We'll get into that, of course, in a second. Welcome back. If you're joining us for the first time, my name is Mark. I'm a neutral. We do 20 minutes of reviewing everything that's been said about the Boro games, good and the bad, on social media, and put it to our expert panel. Here, coming up on this week's episode, capital gains. Just how good were the Boro against Millwall, or were Millwall just that bad? We'll get the panel's view on that in a second. We're also looking back on the summer at the names that we've lost, the good and the bad, and who we could have kept. Have the club made any mistakes? And the Premier League, of course, is returned this weekend, but do we actually care? And are we falling out of love with the top league? Plus, we're also looking at the kit, starting with the home kit this week. Just how good is it? But delighted to have our expert panel back with us, Jonathan, Sean, Craig, and of course Sarah as well. And thank you for letting us be in your company. Right then, Sean, how good was that?
Very, very good performance. I'm trying to keep grounded. It's only game 2, but I mean, the fact is, the first 20 minutes, I'm sure I wasn't on my own. I was a little bit worried. They were really in our face. We know how aggressive Millwall are, but it was really nice to see that other side to Middlesbrough. We hung in there. We stood up to the fight eventually and started pressing back a little bit. And that second half. We weren't just sort of dogged. We played some really good football. Yeah. Classic template for an away performance, I think.
Absolutely. And I know you said, Sean, let's not get carried away here, but let's not forget, you guys have sat through some awful, awful away performances pretty much for nearly the last half of last season. So I think everyone can forgive some Boro fans going a little bit crazy, Craig, can't they, with just how nice it feels to come away with 3 points from it. And tell you what, not many teams are probably going to come away with 3 points from the Den this year.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it was the same, kind of like last week when we said that if that was the end of last season, I couldn't have seen us winning that Swansea game last week, and then probably the same again. So the start that we had, and as Sean's just stated there, I thought, oh dear, we're in a bit of trouble here. But then kind of like the determination, the aggressive, just kind of like the raw bit of being a football team, like kind of dug in. And then the halftime changes that Edwards made, which again, I don't think would have happened last season. We always kind of waited till 70 minutes. It kind of changed the dynamic of the game as well and give us that kind of that bit of pace that brought, like, kind of opened the game up. So no, I think we deserve it. Like you said, there's not many teams that are going to go there and win 3-0.
Yeah, let's have a look at some tweets from the game then. Shall we, Sarah? This first one, I mean, they all pretty much the similar vein, really. Get in. Got to give Edwards his credit in game management, says TSM, which Carrick lacked. Add in a striker who's good with their back to goal, and HMS Piss the League is going to be back. Also, Coburn is a horrific footballer who we scam them out of 5 million. Lots to get your teeth into this, Sarah. Off you go.
Yeah. Well, Coburn first, I suppose. I mean, I think we got a good deal there. He did actually hit the post. Well, he hit both posts, which was a bit of a pivotal moment for us, I suppose. The fact that he didn't score. I think 5 million we did well to get out of them. I know a lot of Boro fans were disappointed that he went, but I didn't rate Coburn, so I'm quite happy that he moved on. I think we need a better striker than him. But yeah, striker's critical now. We need to get a striker in. That's our next priority. But we talk about the transfers in a bit, I suppose.
Yeah, 2 weeks to find it. The doom mongers from Doncaster were nowhere to be seen, Jonathan, though, on social media from on Saturday night. Jacob says, very quiet, certain people, after Tuesday. Edwards has transformed Boro from a weak team to one of real steel, win, lose or draw. It's the first time I felt real pride watching us for a while. Now get behind him. Of course, we missed you last week, Jonathan, because you're on holiday yourself. Do you feel that same pride and steel that people are talking about, or is this too early to call it?
Early days, but 2 clean sheets, same defence, 2 games in a row. I'm liking that. That's a difference to last season. That was never happening. I liked, and Craig alluded to it there, differences versus last season, of course, is the subs. So for me, the big thing in the first half was Hackney was a different position, playing more forward than he's normally used to. He didn't get the ball enough, and guess what? We didn't create too much. Take Kante off, and Kante didn't have a bad game. It's just he needed a change, and Hackney went back to his position. Bring the fella Hansen on, bit of pace. Suddenly you get a bit more space, and there we go. So yeah, I've enjoyed it, to be honest with you. Still plenty of tests to come, though, isn't there? I mean, we've got to go goal down. We've got to go from a winning position to a losing position. There's we went 1-0, 2-0, 3-0. A 1-1 to a 2-1. We've got lots of scenarios to play out this season and see how we perform against those situations.
Yeah, absolutely. You're up against a good Norwich side, of course, this weekend as well. And that was the game of the season last year, Norwich against Boro. It was 3-3, wasn't it, in the end? Which was, yeah.
I want to see that again.
Well, from a neutral point of view, I hope we do. What about the Boro sort of fan base at the moment, Sean? I mean, Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, it was very negative and incredibly reactionary. Following the League Cup loss, which I'll ask for your opinion on in a second, if that's all right. Dave says, I made up for all those that travelled, makes it all the worthwhile. Let's just roll with it going forward, can we please? Sack off all this negativity. Football used to be a release from real life stresses. Now we get too many bedwetters, especially on social media. UTFB. What do you make of that? And has there been? Are we getting a collective reactionary fan base at the moment that just jump on every poor result too quickly?
Still a little bit divisive, I think. And I think Jonathan made a good point there. We've got a lot of tests to come. I think there'll be a lot of peaks and troughs, I think, in this season. We've got to remember we are a side in transition. I think we're finding a new way of playing, new personnel. We could end up with maybe 7 or 8 different first teamers, really, from last season. I was disappointed with the Doncaster result. Everything that we just spoke about in the last couple of minutes was everything that we weren't in midweek. But I think a lot of that second string have got a lot of learning to do in the way that Edwards intends to set us up and intends to play. And I think a few of them young lads were caught in the headlights a little bit, likes of Law McCabe and McCormick. He was quick to sort of try and deflect any of that, which was quite good to see, really, because they are only young lads and I think it'll come good. But I think we've just got to back him. A lot of fans didn't want Edwards in, but I think he's making us, a lot more difficult to beat. He's still trying to play football. He's really positive. Would we say about Carrick going forward, but would he have brought an attacking player on at half-time if things weren't going too well? I don't think he would, really. So I think we've got to praise the intent from Edwards, and I think he's passionate, and I think he wants to get success. So I'm right behind him.
I don't think
I'd say it's similar to any other fan base, though, wouldn't you say? As in the sense of, as soon as you lose a game, it's disaster. As soon as you win a game, you're going to win the league, right? I don't know.
Well, I don't know. It seems to be coming a little bit more toxic. I mean, obviously, I read all the fan bases one, and apart from Watford, which is incredibly toxic at times. It seems to be coming the way with Boro, sadly. Let's keep positive, though. Let's talk about this man. I'll let this as an open question to you all. Yes, Smoggy Palmer says, goes to show every cloud has a Silvera lining. Love that, Smoggy Palmer. Plaudits to you for the best tweet of the week. Right, who wants to talk about your man?
Go
on, Craig.
Yeah, sorry. He's had a good start. I mean, the Swansea game, I think he was a bit hit and miss. He'd do something brilliant, take 3 players on, and then I think it was about 10 minutes in, the ball came, he was the last man, and his touch was atrocious. And then he ended up wiping out their attacker came through. He wiped him out and got a yellow. And he's kind of, I wish him well, and but I don't think he's good enough to hold that spot for the season. I still think we need a left-footed left wing back. It's that tactical thing of playing a right footer on the left side. So when the ball comes, he's always turning back in. So you don't have that width to go left, if that makes sense. So, but I like him, and obviously you don't. I don't want to say he's not good enough or I want him out or anything like that. But yeah, I think we do need a better left-footed left wing back, I think.
I'll tell you what I think was really good about him is that he's a bit of an old-fashioned throwback. He's more like a winger to me, and I think he's a really good outball because we don't have an awful lot of ball carriers. I think Hackney's really good, and people underestimate how good he is at carrying the ball. But there was a few times where we needed a breather, and he kept standing his man up on the wing and going down the outside. And someone that can do that and give you a bit of a reprieve, I think, is really good. And I think the other thing, we should probably acknowledge is that us fans are quite fickle, and because it didn't work out in League One, against when he went on loan for Portsmouth and Blackpool, it didn't really happen. But we're led to believe he had a conversation with Edwards. Edwards has alluded to it. And he's really got his head down and forced his way in under a new gaffer. So fair play to him, I think.
Brilliant. Okay.
Got to have got some confidence as well, wouldn't you say, as well, from those last couple of games.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw him in front of the crowd, the away crowd on Saturday. Oh, yeah. He gave a little G up to the crowd and they responded as well. So, that, if you don't have confidence, you ain't doing that. You've got your head down and you're kind of hoping to keep away from the crowd, So there's a difference in him for sure.
Yeah, and still an exciting 2 weeks to come to Boro as well. We've still got 2 weeks of the window open. I love this one from Ice Slump. Don't get carried away, but give me Strelic and Arfson because we are winning the effing lot. Well done. Right. Now transfer window chat time. Now, thank you very much. We'll talk about the Norwich game, of course, next week. But we've lost some players before we talk about the ones we've signed, which will come over the coming weeks. We need to look back at the players we've said goodbye to. Sarah. I've got to start with the most obvious one on this list, if that's okay. If you listen to us on Spotify, sorry, we'll read through the list as well. Johnny Howson. The only question I suppose about him is which stand does his statue get erected behind? Just can you give any words to the legend that is?
I feel like you need to ask Craig this one. He loves Johnny Howson more than I do, and I love him a lot, but I think Craig loves him even more than I do.
Okay, take it away, Craig.
Oh, I can't believe it. I mean, honestly, bear in mind, I met him at Christmas and at a Christmas function, and my wife had to come and peel me away. I was just stuck with him, and I've got a picture with him on the day and stuff. And I said to my wife, I said, look, I'm making him laugh. I was a proper I don't know, I just love the man. And taking that aside, though, last season when he came back, we hit a bit of form. He still performed. He was he still had the legs. He still had that. I mean, over a longer distance, he didn't have a lot of speed, but over 5 yards, he still had a little burst. And he can fill in. What are you laughing at?
I think it's because he said he had the legs, and we had a different thought to you.
Yeah.
Oh, what? You want about the Christmas do again? Yeah. So I mean, he can cover a multitude of positions as well, and obviously with us being kind of not well stocked in certain positions. I mean, I know Dijksteel's left, and he was the right back, and I thought he could have done a job there if needed, or again just covering centre mid. But yeah, I was just devastated, and I think at a time as well when we needed kind of that example of leadership in and around the dressing room. And I know it looks like players are stepping up now, but at the time we didn't know that. So yeah, I mean, I'm still not over it, and seeing him in the Leeds kit as well. Christ.
Yeah, well, that covers all that then.
Yeah.
There's about 23 other players we need to talk about, but we've got time.
Yeah, that ends the discussion on the other players. Yeah, Sarah, help me run through these as quick as we can. Then, I mean, the main question we're asking is: have the club dropped the ball on any here in terms of transfer fees, or we should have held out more? Right, Van der Berg, of course, Coburn, Dijksteel, any of those?
I don't think so. I think that the ones who've gone out is right. I think we have a couple more that need to go out as well. Rav van den Berg, great first season with us. Mixed match last season. I'm a big fan of his, and he'll go on to do well, I'm sure. But he wanted to move on. We got a good fee for him, in my opinion. We paid $250,000 for him and got 11 million back. I mean, it's quite. I know everyone goes mad about that. We're not, the fact that we keep churning players or turning players around, whatever it is. But ultimately, I think that's a good deal. I think Josh Coburn was a good deal. I think Dijksteel needed to leave the club. So yeah, I'm happy with what we've done out. We just need some more in, unfortunately. So that's the next thing.
Yeah, I mean, Jonathan, I'm going to miss our chats about Ealing Junior and Iheanacho from last season, but they were never going to be signed, were they? On a permanent, even if the money was available. Sean, any on there for you? You thought you might have made a bit more of a ploy to keep?
No, I don't think so. I think the big thing now, Sarah made a good point. We really need a striker. Conway on his own is not going to do it, and we can put a few players in there that can play up top, the likes of Bergzorg and Force, but they won't cut it. You look at Southampton's bench, in a game against Ipswich. They had, I think, Brereton Diaz and Cameron Archer on the bench. I think, well, that is proper depth. Obviously, if we keep Hackney as well, that will be massive, but it's still a big if. It's gone quiet, but he's probably one of the best players in the league for me, and he would be a massive miss.
We had a debate at the end of the game. So at Millwall, he waved and kissed the badge. He was by himself, and you could interpret it one or two ways. So I was outnumbered, in fairness. The five and Sarah said that he was kissing the badge to say I'm staying, and I was the one who said he looks like he's going to me. But
okay.
I was right about Houghton.
Yeah, that's true. Hopefully he's staying. I agree with Sean. Absolutely, we need Hackney to stay big time. He is a massive player for us. Without him in first half, without him playing, we didn't tick. Within second half, he ticked in the right position and we played. There was no coincidence.
Right. Let us know in the comments what you think. Would any of them? Should we have got House another 1 year deal? Let us know. And Craig, you're not allowed to comment. We know your thoughts.
Are we not doing like a 30-minute special on it?
Yeah. Or write personally to Craig with condolences and messages of sympathy.
I've got a selection of videos and photos of it.
God.
You're gonna get a court injunction at some point, mate.
Let's move it on, shall we? And talk about this beauty. Let's talk about this beauty. Well, I mean, I say beauty. Some fans have actually said it's lazy. Home shirts. We'll talk about the kits over the next coming weeks. We'll start with the home kit, of course. There's not much you can do with a Boro kit design, is there? Let's be honest. Red, bit of white, and there you go. But yeah, in terms of the design of it, thoughts? Anyone? Happy? Not happy?
I love it. I think it's great. The air some gates through it is really, really special. I like the colour, the red colour. I really like it. I think it's our best one for quite some time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, great. Good kit.
Yeah, no, happy. Yeah, okay. Can I just ask your opinion on this, though? You are now just one of 6 teams that have a gambling sponsor across the front of it. Now, last year there was double that amount. Many teams have moved away from it. Stoke have to, because their team obviously is sponsored by the largest gambling company in the UK. But do any of you personally have an issue with your club, putting across the front of your kit that's shown in front of thousands of impressionable youngsters a gambling site?
Given I worked for a tobacco company 20 years, no.
Okay,
Yeah, personally, I don't kind of have. I think there's different options as well, and the club have done the last couple of years. You can buy the plain kind of sponsor area. So obviously you don't have to buy the sponsor on, but I know obviously everything else has got the sponsor on. But and the children's is a different sponsor as well to the
of course, yeah.
So, but I mean, it's everywhere anyway, isn't it?
Should it be though? I'm pushing you just morally here. See whether you'll break. I'm not getting anywhere.
Well, I think that's the problem, isn't it? Because like Craig alludes to there, it's everywhere. So even if you take it off football kits, if you were to sit and watch the football matches today, every break will be enticing you into a first goal scorer bet or something else. So I think it either needs to be across the board that they don't advertise or something. I don't think we would make any dent in it, to be honest, not having a sponsor on the top.
Okay. All right. Yep. Appreciate all your comments on that one. Right, off to Norwich then we go. That's a nice short trip on a warm Saturday, August afternoon. Have a great trip if you're going. Thank you very much for all your support. Don't forget you can listen to us on Spotify from 7 a.m. On a Monday morning from now onwards. And, of course, you can watch these guys back from 6 p.m. On YouTube. We're growing a nice little community here. If you're sick and tired of not being allowed to have an opinion on social media, then join us here every single week for 20 minutes where opinions matter, good and bad. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks for all your comments as well last week. We'll see you the other side of Norwich. Have a great week, everyone.